Regarding success, Benjamin Farrellis once said, and we want to relate this to Christianity, what is the recipe for successful achievement? To my mind, there are just 4 essential ingredients. Choose a career you love, give it the best that is in you, seize your opportunities, and be a member of the team. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Christian Questions Talk Radio with your breakfast with Jonathan and Rick. The objective of our program is to discuss with you, our listeners, thought-provoking and meaningful topics based on the Bible. It's a call-in format. We are caller-friendly, and we look forward to hearing from you. And, Jonathan, what are we talking about?
Our question this morning, Rick, is, what does it take to be a real Christian? And our theme text is found in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 7. But we have this treasure in clay jars, so that it may be made clear that this extraordinary power belongs to God and does not come from us.
And Jonathan, as we proceed with this program, in the first hour we talked about Jesus defining what Christianity is. We talked about Christian character traits. Now, in the second hour, we really want to focus on what are the beliefs of a true Christian, and then what ought a Christian's life look like. And actually, before we get into that, we were talking about another item we want to just touch on very quickly before we start the second hour. We had received an email at the website from a young lady, actually in Texas, who was inquiring about a Bible study. Now, obviously, we are in Connecticut and can't make that happen, but we are actually looking to see if we can hook her up with something there. And so just mention the idea that you had before.
Well, the idea is if anyone is interested in a Bible study,
wherever they are,
worldwide, we will see what we can do to create Bible studies in different areas for you.
So if that's something you're interested in, let us know at www.christianquestions.net, and we will see if we can get back to you on that. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. What are the beliefs of a true Christian? Let's get started.
Let's read Acts 26, verse 28. Agrippa said to Paul, "Are you so quickly persuading me to become a Christian?"
So, and we're putting that statement there because Paul was being very persuasive in his arguments to Agrippa, because Agrippa had a sense of Bible prophecy, and Paul was saying, and you know all of this. And he was tying this Bible prophecy together in such a way that Agrippa had never seen it before. And he was saying, whoa, this is very compelling. What he was doing is he was appealing to Agrippa's beliefs and trying to complete them. So that's why we put that sort of as an introduction to the belief system of a true Christian. And folks, it's 860-442-6102. That's 442-6102. And if you're listening online, we want to welcome you and invite you to call in and be a part of the program as well. So Jonathan, let's get started. First belief that we have listed here.
Matthew 16, verses 13 through 25. Now when Jesus came into the district of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say that the Son of Man is?" And they said, "Some say John the Baptist, but others Elijah, and still others Jeremiah or one of the prophets." He said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" And Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." And Jesus answered him, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father in heaven. And I tell you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not prevail against it. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on the earth will be loosed in heaven." Then he sternly ordered the disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. From that time on, Jesus began to show his disciples that he must go to Jerusalem and undergo great suffering at the hands of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and on the third day be raised. And Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him, saying, "God forbid it, Lord, this must never happen to you." But he turned and said to Peter, "Get behind me, Satan. You are a stumbling block to me, for you are setting your mind not on divine things, but on human things." Then Jesus told his disciples, "If you want to become my followers, let them deny themselves, take up their cross, and follow me. For those who want to save their life will lose it, and those who lose their life for my sake will find it."
Now, the end of that scripture we read in the first hour, but it was important to put it here because it gives us a context. First of all, Jonathan, in terms of the belief that's required out of this text? I think it's pretty obvious. Peter makes a dramatic statement.
He sure does. You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God.
Okay, so he says, because Jesus directly asked the question, who do men say that I am? And he gets the answers. Who do you say that I am? And Peter nails this one.
He does.
And Jesus' response to that is, Simon, you are blessed because you recognized this major truth. So here's a belief. And what is the belief? That Jesus was the Messiah. Okay, the promised seed to come as a deliverer, and that Jesus is the Son of the living God.
Right.
It's a very simple, straightforward, core belief of Christianity. As a matter of fact, it's such a core belief of Christianity that Jesus says, on the rock of this knowledge will I build my entire church. So he is talking about how important it is to understand that Jesus is the Messiah and the Son of the living God. And he says to Peter, he said, incidentally, this is not from your own thinking that you got this, but my Father who is in heaven revealed this to you.